What's up guys, nothingwire.com, and today we have the latest entry in Sony's compact high zoom category, the DSC WX300. It's also one of the latest Wi-Fi models from the company. So let's check out the box here. It comes in a fairly compact box. There you have some quick specs. You have Wi-Fi, DLNA, Superior Eye Auto, and it also has a Konica Minolta lens, which now called Sony G lens, 18.2 MP CMOS XMOR sensor, 20x optical zoom, 40x up to 40x clear image zoom. You have a 3-inch LCD, and the battery promises about 500 shots in one go. You have a NP-BX1 battery, 2 years warranty. You also get a 4GB memory card and HDMI cable inside. This is the review unit, so this does not have those inside, but this thing now pretty much comes free with almost all the decent Sony models, which is a very good thing. We always appreciate free goodies. Now this guy cost about 19,990, which is the MRP, but you might get it for much less if you can strike a good deal with your local vendor or on some online retailer. So let's go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. So I'm gonna open the box. It's very compact and quite lightweight, but the Sony does not compromise with the material. It's still hard cardboard box that you see with the Alpha 99. So you have the warranty card, some service center information, some Sony cards and other storage devices information. You have your Wi-Fi connection guide, because this model supports Wi-Fi connection, some accessory guides, and then your quick start guide in various languages. Once we go further in, we have the shoulder strap here, the micro USB data cable, a power cord, and then we finally have the WX300 body here. Beautiful, extremely compact. Yep, so I'm gonna just keep these things aside, and yeah, so that is your WX300, DSC WX300, the latest entrance in Sony's compact high zoom category. The WX300 is part of Sony's compact high zoom product line, and boy, isn't this guy tiny. It's very pocketable, straight lines, minimalistic, and it does a pretty incredible job of concealing the 20x lens here. Very small. So you see the whole body is made of a metal mount, actually two metal mounts. You can see a differentiator here, there. That's where both of them attach to each other. Yeah, so it gives the body a very durable look and feel. Yeah, so even the flaps are made of metal and not made of rubber or plastic as you would see in some other devices. So it talks a ton about Sony's strict discipline and no compromise design philosophy. Yeah, the top has a brushed metal look, but the rest of the body has almost a sandblasted matte look. So it's not exactly sandblasted, you cannot feel the sandy thing, but then on the look is almost like you know, as if the body has sandblasted texture. Yep. So the front side has the Sony lens G. G means that's the Konica Minolta lens that Sony acquired and named them as Sony lens G. So you have three kind of lenses coming from Sony. A little tip here, trivia. The Sony lenses are the lenses that Sony makes in-house. Sony lens G also now Sony makes, but they are originally the Konica Minolta lenses that Sony acquired, and then Sony also uses the Carl Zeiss lenses in their high-end devices. So this lens has a 20x optical zoom. It also has certain amount of clear zoom and then some digital zoom as well. It has an aperture range of 3.5 till 6.5 and then a focal range of 4.3 till 86, which comes to about 28 till about 500 mm in 35 mm equivalent. You have the flash here, the autofocus assist lamp, the lens of course, all marked here. It has Wi-Fi and G lens and then that 20x optical zoom there. So on top you have a very tiny shooting mode dial, and your fingers will keep slipping off because it's so tiny that it's very hard to actually lock your fingers there and rotate it, and forget rotating it with wet or sweaty fingers, you won't be able to do it. So then you have a shutter release button with a zoom lever, your power button, and then a charge lamp there. It will glow when you're charging the camera. You have your stereo mics there. On the back side you have the 3-inch non-touchscreen LCD monitor, 460K dot, and I'll just show you a bit of the display. There you see the usual TFT LCD display. Then you have your dedicated movie button, playback button, your selection dial with the OK button. These all the sides have their designated functions that may differ according to the shooting modes that you're in, that might become unavailable or restricted in the number of modes that you can select depending on the shooting mode that you're in here. Then you have the menu button and the delete and help button. So this guy will act as help in shooting mode and it will delete one or more pictures in the playback mode. And so on the side, this side is nothing. On this side you have micro USB out that you can use for data transfer or charging. You have the eyelet. Below you have the speaker, tripod mount, and then your battery and SD card compartment. That's the SD card compartment. That's the battery. It's an NPPX1 battery, 1240 mAh. Don't think that this 1240 mAh will give you a large number of stills or video. Sony promises about 500 stills, but I doubt you would get anything more than 450 460 shots, mainly because it has a very large zoom, so the mechanical movement of the lens also takes a lot of battery. You have an access lamp here that will glow when the camera is accessing the CPU, but I just don't understand the logic of hiding it, because you need to see whether your camera is working to cancel or before cancelling or stopping any operation. So you can always open the flap and see. It won't stop the operation, but generally the access lamp is better residing somewhere here where you can quickly have a look at it. And especially when you have a tripod attached here, then you won't be able to see the access lamp there. Last, you have the micro HDMI port here. So that's about it. All the controls and buttons, they are very well made. Again, metal gives very good feedback and you almost know what you're pressing. It won't slip or you won't accidentally select another function that the one you're intended to. So that's the WX300. All in all, a very smart looking and rugged miniature pocketable body with a very big lens. So let's check out the interface of the WX300 now. I'm gonna switch this on and you see the lens coming out. So with this you toggle the shooting mode. So I'm in a full auto mode. These are two full auto mode, eye auto and superior auto. Then you have your background defocus mode, which will defocus the background, basically will make your subject stand out like you would do with a very wide aperture. Then you have scene mode that will let you select all of these scenes. Yeah, there you see all kind of scenes you can select there. Yeah, so if you do not want to custom change your settings, or you do not know, you're probably a new user, then you can always use the scene modes. They work pretty well under normal conditions. Then when we go up, we have the superior auto. The superior auto actually clicks better quality pictures than the intelligent auto. The intelligent auto will automatically decide the scene for you and then click it. Like, let's see here, it detects that the camera should go to a macro mode, whereas superior auto mainly takes good and better quality pictures, and it automatically enhances the picture with better light, or even under low light or under shaky conditions. This guy does a better job. Then you have the P mode there, that's the program mode, and then you have a eye sweep panorama. Yeah, so you can swipe in both left, right, up and down. I'll show you how. Then what was this? Oh, this is the movie mode. And then finally you have a 3D mode. You can also click 3D stills with this. Now go to the auto mode, and depending on which shooting mode you're on, the functions or the settings might differ. For example, now you're in eye auto mode, and okay, display remains the same, so you can toggle the display to have your normal info and then a detailed info, which will additionally show the histogram. And you can also choose not to display anything at all. You have the flash settings. There you can see only 3 settings. In different shooting mode you might see more options there. Then you have your drive mode, single shot, continuous shot. Then you have your self timers. Yeah, there you see. Yeah, so when you press below, it takes you to the creativity mode, where you can fine-tune your brightness or your color or the vividness. So it's by default sets to auto, but you can always click it and then you can rotate this to custom or to fine-tune the brightness or color or the vividness. Yeah, when you go here, you can use some of the filters. There is a partial color blue and whatnot, pop, toy cameras and all other stuffs. Now again, this creativity mode is not available in all. Let's say for example, when you go to P mode and then you press this, it'll say it's not available there. So it's only available in the full auto modes. Yeah, so these buttons differ. For example, when you go to the eye sweep panorama mode, then yeah, now when you select this, it's like it will create a panorama from left to right. Click this and it will create a panorama from right to left. Click this, it'll go up. Click this, it'll come down. Very convenient. We absolutely love this. Yeah, so let's take you to P again and show you some of the menu items. So in shooting mode, you have various menu items like your picture effects here. Yeah, then you can connect to your phone. You can control this camera via your phone, or you can send files to your computer. Then you can select your image sizes. There you see maximum of 18 MP in 4:3 aspect ratio. If you would rather shoot widescreen, you'll have to go down to 13 MP. Then you have your exposure compensation scale, ISO, that goes up to 12,800. I doubt how a 1/2.3 inch sensor would perform in that kind of a low light, but we'll have to just see. Then you have your white balance and the focus points, metering mode, lots of other modes. So you have here a continuous high mode and low mode. And see, in high mode it shoots at 10 fps, where it won't show you any preview, whereas in low mode it shoots at a very low 2 fps, but it will show you some quick previews after every shot. You have your smile shutter, detection, movie quality, there you see. So because this is available in India, you have the PAL mode. So in US you will have the NTSC mode, where you will have maximum of 60i in full HD. So you can select the FX mode, which renders the movie better, 24M. Yeah, you can also have 17M to save space. And dual recording, you have steady shot here, standard or active. Now really advise you to generally set it to standard when you're hand holding shooting it, and use the active mode when you're moving. Let's say you're shooting something from your car where there's a large amount of shaking that happens, only then you use active mode. Because if you use the active mode all the time, if the camera does not find the adequate shaking to correct, it might start looking for more shaking, and that actually backfires. You have the in-camera guide, which also can come from pressing this button in shooting mode directly. So here you can have some quick guidance if you're new to this kind of a system. Yeah, you can also search your keywords there. Not search exactly, you can browse your keywords there. Yeah, then you have your setup button. So press this, it will take you to the extensive setup menu. Yeah, so here you can set your movie format, clear zoom and digital zoom, wind noise reduction and whatnot. Have your system settings there. Yeah, all this network settings, where you can create your access points and all for the Wi-Fi. Then some memory card tools, and then your time, area and date selections and other stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much about the menu. So that's the playback mode. Yeah, so you can simply rotate this to toggle between images. You can use the zoom out to go to the thumbnail mode, or zoom in to zoom in on the picture. Yeah, in the playback mode, this button will delete one or multiple images. Yeah, so pressing this button or bringing the shooting mode dial to movie mode will straight away let you take a movie. Yeah. So that's about it. The user interface all in all is pretty intuitive. If you have been using CyberShot, it's absolutely a no-brainer for you. Otherwise, just spend some time, about half an hour, and you'll be quickly well versed with it. It's clear, it's intuitive, easy to browse, and yeah, last but not least, very quick but stupid options I want to show you. So when we go to full auto mode, when you go to menu, there is something called easy, and when you set the easy mode, only option you get is select image size. We would have seriously wanted to have at least some more options, Yeah, so last but not least, let's check out the Wi-Fi function, because this is one of the latest Wi-Fi models from Sony. So you can control this camera, or you can copy or share the photo, the media on this camera with a smartphone like this, yeah, or via your computer. So to connect this camera to the smartphone, you'll have to download and install an app called Play Memory Mobile. There you see, Play Memory Mobile here. So once you download and install it from the Play Store, you can go here, but before that, start and the camera will create a Wi-Fi hotspot to which you'll connect your smartphone. There you see. So now if you have the app open already, it will automatically connect like this. See, it's very convenient. So now you can, now the camera's viewfinder becomes your phone's viewfinder. So there you see, the moment I move the camera, you can see what the camera sees here. I can quickly take a snap here. Yeah, that's it. So there you come. So you can share this snap, but you'll have to disconnect it, and then you can share this to Facebook and all the other options that your smartphone gives. You can have the settings here. You can set your self timer and flash and all this stuff, and you can go to still and video mode from here. You can even zoom. You see, it's painstakingly slow, but that's expected. Yeah, you can also browse your pictures, but after disconnecting with the camera. Yeah, so that's in the shooting mode. In the playback mode, you'll have to connect to your phone separately to be able to send, browse, send or share the pictures. So once you go to the playback mode, go here, so you can select the pictures on this device or select the pictures on the smartphone. The second option is much smoother and faster. Yeah, so it takes some time to create the ad hoc Wi-Fi connection, actually hotspot here. So now again, let's start this, and let's see. So I already have, yeah, it takes some time to recognize the Wi-Fi connection here, and once it recognizes, now you can browse the images here. You can select one or multiple, and you can share them with all the host of sharing options that your cell phone has, and it does not depend on the camera. Yeah, then you can also copy them to your hard disk. It's already copied to my hard disk. Yeah, so that's about it about the user interface. We really like the user interface because Sony did not fill around it with much, and the Wi-Fi is now starting to get a little faster and you know, smooth, and it connects at the first time every time. The system of the WX300 is pretty fast, stable and responsive. Browsing through the UI is a snap for most part, except for slight lag in some UI transitions, which occurs randomly and it's hard to reproduce continuously. But for most of the part, it's pretty snappy. The autofocus is silent. Movement of the zoom produces slight noise, obviously, but then it's not significant. As far as the quality of the stills are concerned, under enough light you have decent vibrance, true saturation and deep colors with deep blacks, but then grains appear when you start zooming in on your subject. That's typical of this size of a sensor. It's a 1/2.3 inch sensor. Under low light, however, when you go beyond ISO 1600, the amount of noise significantly increases. You almost see no barrel distortion. There is slight kiss toning on both sides of the snap, but it's not at all significant, and you'll have to really look for it to find it. Vignetting is almost non-existent. There is very slight purple fringing on the top edge of the snaps in wide end. However, in tele end, when we stretch the camera, it shows a significant amount of purple fringing. We love the video recording of the WX300. It autofocuses very fast even at 20x optical zoom. There is no fuzziness throughout the length of the zoom, and all in all, the subjects are sharp. The color rendition is cool, and we overall love the video recording performance. The WX300 gives you a lot of features and reach under 20,000. Now it's a very pocketable, tiny body, but it conceals a huge 20x optical zoom lens. So if you want the reach, if you want to capture the subject without much of a concern about a tech sharp photo, then this guy can be really cool. It also has a very good burst mode up to 10 fps. Yeah, it also has pretty cool video recording features. The only thing we're bothered about this is, which is actually typical of this size of sensor, which is appearance of noise the moment you stretch the camera. But then again, as I told you, when you want the quality of the picture, it's very hard to get this kind of a reach. So you'd have to sacrifice a part of one or another. So this guy is for people who actually wanna capture the subject after all. Now if you have 5 or 6K extra, you might also want to consider the WX300, which actually has a 50x optical zoom and which quality of pictures are slightly better than this. But this guy wins as far as the designs and the compactness is concerned. So that depends on, you know, your individualistic taste. If you can carry such a big body of the WX300, you can go for it. But then if you want something that you can also carry in your purse or probably in pocket everywhere, a kind of a perfect stealth camera with a very good reach, then this guy can be for you. Thank you. And if you like this video, please press the like button, share it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.